Hello, Leo. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some channeled messages for you, possibly some tarot. We'll see what happens. Spirit wanted me to come on and just like channel messages for you, but we'll see what it is that goes on after that. Today is June 27th, 2023, and I don't necessarily know that this is going to be for the week coming up. I'm not having a time frame on it, so whenever you hear this, I guess that's what's going to resonate for you. So, speaking of resonating, take what you like, take what resonates with you, and leave the rest for somebody else. This is a general reading, and let's just get to it. Just going to smudge the area a little bit. Just going to cleanse the area, clear my mind. Inviting my angels, masters, and guides, spirits of the highest vibration. Bring to me the information that you want to deliver for the sign of Leo, sun, moon, rising. If you have a few planets, a stellium or whatever. I'm not an astrologer. I tell people I know enough to be dangerous. I do work as a psychic, so I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, my name is Edward, and leave me a message, subscribe, follow, all of that stuff, if you like what you're hearing. All right. Wow. And this is why I have been delaying. Sometimes I delay doing readings because the energy that wants to come through is just so strong, so intense that I'm not sure I'm going to know what to do with it. But I've been doing this for 30 years. It has never not been okay. So, all right. This is new channeling for a group on YouTube. Usually I do one-on-one readings or about a specific topic, but for a specific group of people that across the globe that could be hearing this, that is a bit different and a bit more intense. So I feel all of the people who are on the other side coming through So I'm being told here about relationship status, and it's kind of funny because Leo, the planet that rules Leo is the sun, but I'm seeing somebody coming in around you, and this is for people who are not necessarily in a relationship, but I'm seeing this thing about getting starstruck. So somebody that is really like super attractive to you, and Spirit is just saying, do not be starstruck, just take it as it goes. Remember that these are just people And you know, we all have our baggage, and they want you to understand what it is that is about you that is drawing this person to you into your life. What is it about your baggage that you have to learn, or you know, what are you carrying around with you basically that you are drawing this person to you because there's something about you that these people are coming in. So do not, it's not that this relationship or this person or whatever, it's not like it's not going to go anywhere. We just want you to be aware of the reality of what it is that is happening. There is a thing called the law of attraction, and this person is coming into your life because you put out a vibration that is calling them to you. We're referring to it as a vibration that you're putting out. You can call it a signal, you can call it whatever it is that you want to call it, endorphins, whatever it is, you're putting out something that is drawing whoever these people are to you. And Spirit just wants you to be aware of what it is that is happening with you. So the next thing is like, so we are not here to judge you about whether you are in a relationship or not in a relationship, what you're doing, you know, if you're having extracurricular activities or not. Right? We are here for you, for your karma. And this is for people who are uncomfortable, we'll call it, because that's what we're being shown. We're looking at people who are uncomfortable in their relationships, and there are a lot of things that are going on in the cosmos right now. June 27th, 2023, that can cause you to be uncomfortable with you. Right? It's not necessarily about the relationship that you're in. It's not necessarily about the person that you're with. Okay? It's about you and who you are and what are you doing and where you're trying to get to in your life, right? So we're watching this group of people who are trying to get ahead, who are trying to, we'll call it, ascend in their life, in their, this makes me feel like we're talking about, this could work out like two different ways. One way is if you are trying to get ahead as far as like your work is concerned, and you know, if there are things going on at your job, right, don't be taking it out on the people who are around you, right, in your social life, your friends, your relationship, things like that, right? Because it has nothing to do with them, right? If you're having things going on at your job and you don't have the ability to confront those people, right? And you're trying to hold it in and don't want to look bad to people because something is going on and you're powerless, you know, that's certainly something that can cause a lot of disgruntled energy and agitation on the inside. And so, you know, sometimes we want to attack others so that we can feel more powerful in our lives, right? It's like I'm powerless in this area and then I want to feel powerful over here. So just kind of like be aware of what it is that is going on with you, because there are things, like we said, there are things that are going on planetary wise, and these things are going to shift. It's going to change, right? Look at your chart and see what's going on. There are a couple of planets that are in Leo right now that are wreaking havoc with you. So just be aware that whatever it is temporary, right? Give things a couple of weeks, because we do think that you're going to start feeling better about whatever it is that's going on with you within the next couple of weeks. There's going to be opportunity for you. There's going to be epiphanies that are coming towards you. We're seeing a bright idea that's coming at you. An epiphany. Spirit is bringing you an epiphany about what you're going to be able to do. Some of you, it's like we're looking at this group of people who don't necessarily belong in the job that they're in. And they're kind of like looking for a way out, and it's kind of, well, being shown as like, you know, you're afraid to make changes. I don't want to make waves, and maybe it's not the right time, right? The opportunity is coming. There are going to be things that are showing up, because for some of you, this is a situation where you don't really belong in this job, because you're really supposed to be having your own business. And so there's going to be opportunities coming up around you. And apparently this has been going on since the end of March. So there are going to be things coming up here. And I'm being shown newspapers, right? I don't know who's reading newspapers, but, you know, ads, things like that is kind of like what I'm being shown. And it may or may not be the newspaper, but, you know, wherever the ads are in your life, right? Just be aware of those things, because if you're seeing an ad, it's probably not going to be the thing that's going to change your life, okay? You're going to be dealing with real people, real time, right? The people that are showing up in your life are the ones who are being brought to you, all right, by spirit. It's not coming through like ads and stuff like that. Those things are coming because of your fear, right? Those things show up because of your fear, because of your impatience, because of all of that. And so don't be dealing with those scams. We are here for you, and we hear you reaching out. We've told people before about praying, and praying is when you are talking to the universe. Meditation is when you're listening. And praying does not necessarily mean that you're getting on your knees at the end of the day or in the morning, whatever it is that you're doing, and being like, oh God, help me, blah, blah, blah. It's that, like, if you're just talking, you think you're talking to the air, you think you're talking to yourself, but we hear you. We hear the pleas that you're putting out, right? We hear your desires that you're putting out, right? Your job is to not be afraid and stop thinking that you're going to be stuck in the position that you're in forever, right? Because if you are afraid, then you're going to create a self-fulfilling prophecy, okay? So be open to receiving. That's how the law of attraction works. So be open to receiving guidance, be open to receiving the opportunities, be open to making the moves that you want to make, right? We don't care what you call us. We don't care if you refer to the unseen entities as God. We don't care if you refer to us as the universe. We don't care what you are calling us. We just want you to know that we hear you and that you are looking to make changes in your life because it's time to be making changes in your life. And it's okay that you honor that. So if you're feeling this thing inside of you that's, I need to move, I need to make a change, right? Then if that is coming from a place where you're simply ready to be making changes in your life, then those things are going to be answered in that way. If you're in this position where I don't like where I'm at, and it's coming from a place of like fear that you're going to be attacked, fear that being bullied, fear of and these can be adults. It doesn't have to, I'm not necessarily talking about children, but if you're in this place where you're at this job and being taken advantage of, and you don't think that you have the right to stand up for yourself, and you want to get out of there because you're afraid, then we would suggest to you to own your own power. First of all, people cannot take advantage of you unless you give them permission to take advantage of you. And so if you have gotten yourself into this situation, then it's more important that you're asking for a way out of the situation, not so much because of fear, just because it's more important that you're looking for what we would call it as a redo, or it's okay to say, well, I made a mistake in this endeavor. I made a mistake and got myself into this jam, because it's something that you have to own your situation, right? You have to own your part in it. And when you're owning your own part in it, then that fear has an ability to go away. And when that fear is going away, then you're owning your power. And when you're owning your power, then other opportunities get presented to you is like we want you to be in a place of gratitude, that you can make choices, that there are other opportunities, that be grateful that you don't have to stay where you are. We don't care what kind of situation it is that you're in. You do not have to stay there. You are not going to be there forever. The only reason that you're there forever is because you're living in fear about making some sort of big move, making some sort of wave, letting other people hold you back. Those are all conditions that are outside of you. We want you to own your power and to be able to make choices, for you to be able to get unstuck, for you to be... There are like a lot of things going on here in the universe that are trying to help you, Leo. There are planets that are, planetary configurations that are out there that are acting. We don't want to say that they're acting on your behalf, because they're not. They're just doing what it is that they're doing, right? Going around the sun, doing whatever it is that they do, right? But the way that they interact with each other, the energies that they create by this interaction, those energies can be beneficial for you. So we would suggest that if you don't know anything about astrology, if you don't know what time you're born or where you were born, or if you don't know the exact date that you were born, whatever your circumstances are, we would suggest to you to feel your way through things, to meditate, to calm down, to slow down, to breathe, to meditate and allow yourself to feel the direction. To be open to opportunities that are being presented to you, because they will be presented to you. But if you're sitting there in a place about being afraid, then you're not going to see the opportunities that are being presented to you. You won't be looking for the opportunities that are being presented to you. So you'll be busy looking down instead of looking up and looking around, instead of being aware. So there is that. We don't know who's watching us. People who are graduating from school. However, we want you to be aware that there are new things that are happening in the world since you started school, since you were in, since you were in the 9th grade or something, that there are things out there that are, we want to say that they are calling to you. Be aware of a desire to be connected to a different country. Whether this is about you traveling to a different country, whether this is about you working for an international company, whether this is about doing something online, because they do call it the World Wide Web, right? So be aware of these things that are showing up that are more world related, as opposed to things that are just local. There are those of you who are going to be doing things in your hometown that are more grounded, more, local, helping the community. There used to be a thing where people used to say, think globally, act locally. However, there's a large number of you that are being called to migrate, a large number of you that are being called to explore different places in the world. And we just want to say that currently this place here is the United States. However, you could very well be in a different country and hearing this message as well. So we don't care where you are. We just want you to be aware that there are positions, there are people who are looking for you in other countries. So we want to say not to be afraid of exploring those ideas. And if you're feeling that pull, right, it's important that you explore those options. Right? We know that family can be limiting your activities and things like that. However, we're not telling you to go and make a bunch of enemies and things like that. We're just saying that if things are open to you in this way, that you take time to explore, because this is something that would have been with you since you were younger, right? We're talking about this group of people that have been having this yen, this pull, this desire, this thing inside of them that feels like they don't fit in where they are, that feels like they belong someplace else. We're telling you that this is something that is a real thing, that sometimes it's just time. You're born in this particular place. You have to learn what you have to learn from the people that are around you currently. And so you do that, and then it's time for you to go to a different place. And that's how that rolls. So that's what we're going to say about that for right now. And we're going to look at these cards. Come over here, you. All right. Okay. So, all right. See what else we're coming up with here. The retreat card just fell out. The retreat card means that it may very well be time for you to be taking some kind of a vacation, going somewhere and taking care of your health for some reason or another. All right. First card is marriage. So this can very well be a thing about, actually getting married, relationship things, stuff like that, right? However, the next card is love, and this card is being connected to God. So this is going to be more about a relationship with your higher power, with whoever it is that you call God, the universe. Right? Marriage can be, it can be like a man and a woman, or woman and woman, man, whatever, anything like that, right? But marriage is a card that can talk about any kind of relationship that you are getting involved in right now, right? And so the next card up is about love. So it's making sure that you are doing whatever this connection is for the right reason, right? That you're trying to be helpful, that person's trying to help you, right? Because marriage represents, the word that Spirit is using is a cohesive union, right? That's an equal give and take kind of a thing, right? So the Mother card is here, and so Mother is related to nurturing, right? And so this looks like we're talking about relationships, whether they are, any kind of boyfriend, girlfriend, any kind of like sexual kind of relationship. I don't want to say that it's just that, right? It's like, because there are like men with men and women with women, and whatever it is. But like I said, business relationships, things like that, right? This is showing here about, first card is marriage, right? The next card is love. The next card is mother, right? The next card is pray. The next card is commitment. So I'm just saying, it's like, so obviously this is like, if you have been like praying, right, whether it is to like Mother Mary, whether it is to like God, because that's what this is, right? If you have been like praying, we just want to say be open to that, right? Not necessarily to the first thing that comes along, right? But be committed to your prayers, right? And like we said earlier, right? Praying is about you're talking to the universe, right? And so the universe is listening, right? But with the Mother card here, that is a card that has to do with nurturing, right? So it's not just about it's not just about being a mother. It's not just about having a mother. Right? It is related to the energies that are associated with that. Right? So we do think that there are things that are going on here. Here's my other deck. We do think that there are other things that are going on with people, and we're not saying that this isn't about that, right? We're not saying that this isn't about relationships happening and things like that. We're just saying that this is more of a general kind of a reading, so it can be open to many different kinds of interpretation. Okay? We're going to look at the Moonology deck and see what this has to say. We're going to clarify what these cards are talking about. So, show us, Spirit. Show us what these cards are talking about. Let us clarify and see what is going on. conclusions are within reach. So if we're talking about conclusions, we're talking about the full moon eclipse. So we're not just talking about like specifically that, right? But the full moon eclipse is about conclusions that are within reach, right? So we're talking about marriage, we're talking about relationships with whoever that are being important to you, that those things are within reach, right? Things like either finding the person. When we're talking about conclusions, there could also be things that are ending as well, right? There could be relationships that are ending as well. So looking at the bigger picture, like full moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a lot about like traveling. There's a lot of creative energy. So full moon is about like full moon is about things that are ending, right? We have full moon eclipse. We have this like full moon in Sagittarius, which is communication, it's directness, it's all of that stuff, right? So if there are things that are ending, we do know that like Pluto is out there. Pluto is a planet of transformation. It's doing some stuff, and like we said, we're not an astrologer, but we do know that there's a lot of stuff that is happening out there that is Pluto shaking things up. We know that Uranus is out there, and that's a lot about like shock and other big kind of changes that are happening out there. So there can be a lot of changes that are going on like in your life. Like we said, it's things causing you to feel uncomfortable, right? And so this is talking about looking at the bigger picture, and it doesn't have to be that if you are ending relationships, whether they are intimate type relationships or whether they are business type relationships, it doesn't mean that you don't care about those people. It just means that the bigger picture is calling you to do something more, right? It's like in my own personal life, people are like, oh, like you belong to me, right? It's like mine, right? It's like, no, like I belong to the world, right? It's not that I'm not open to a relationship, but people want to own me. They've wanted to use me, things like that, for like my gifts, etc., right? And it's like, so if it's time to go, if it's time to do something, which we believe that there was something like that said in the channel messages. When I channel messages, I don't always remember what gets said. So, the information just like comes out of my face. So, have faith in your dreams, right? Again, mother, this is connected to like the mother card. And we're talking about having faith in your dreams. And like we said, mother is connected to, it can be connected to female energy, right, which is all about like creativity, right? We're talking about nurturing things as well, right? Having faith in your dreams. This is talking about a waxing crescent moon. Waxing is about things that are building up, right? So we're talking about things finishing here, conclusions, right? Conclusions are within reach, looking at bigger picture, having faith in your dreams, right? So we're talking about like things ending. It's like looking for relationships that are beneficial to you, right? Like love and mother and stuff like that, things that you've been praying for, and that you're looking for a commitment. And commitment does not necessarily have to be about intimate relationships, but commitment is about the whole concept of like give and take, right? We're not necessarily talking just about like a holy union, right? But we are talking about a union between two people, whether it's like a business relationship or an intimate kind of relationship that that you're looking for here, right? Not something that is fly by night, right? So we're having that going on. What do you need to release, right? Praying, connecting to this waning moon. So again, we're talking about things that are ending. What do you need to release, right? And we're not saying to throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they used to say, right? But it's like, this is being connected to pray, right? So like, pray for what it is that you need to release, right? Releasing things with love, releasing things that no longer serve your purpose, right? And we're not saying to do things in, like an evil way, crash and burn kind of situations here, right? But we are saying, looking at the bigger picture, right? Like, show the world the real you, right? Full moon in Aquarius. So the other day that Aquarians can be very rebellious. Show the world the real you, right? This is like commitment. This is connected to the commitment card, right? Show the world the real you. If you are wearing a mask, right? If you are pretending that you are somebody else, right? If you're pretending something that you're not, right? Then you're not going to be able to have a commitment, right? Because it would be something that's based on a lie. Right? Somebody told me before, it's like when you're getting into a relationship, in 3 months you start seeing the spinach on their teeth. Right? So just be aware, right, of what it is that you're doing out there, right? You want to make sure that you are, if you're looking for a commitment, then you have to be honest about what it is that you're doing and whatever. This is why we're talking about showing the world the real you, right? So the full moon in Aquarius, right? It's full moon, so it is about an ending, and this would be about, ending the falsehoods, right? Endings, because what do you have to release, right? So gonna see what the tarot has to say about these things. Get a little bit more like nitty gritty about stuff. Okay. Apparently, Leo is being very conceptual these days. Most of the times I get things that are pretty, what is this? Two of Wands is a card about getting ready to travel, getting ready to go places, do things, looking at the world, looking at your options. Two of Wands is the guy standing on the top of the castle looking out at everything that he surveys, and again, he's in this place where he feels like protected and stuff, but twos are about relationships, and this is like somebody who's getting ready to let go of one relationship and go off on to do like some other adventure, right? Which is kind of like what we said earlier. So let's see. Chariot, travel, right? Ten of Pentacles, money, finances, things like that, right? Ten of Pentacles is not just about money, finances, things like that. It's also about legacy, right? So this has a lot to do with, this is a lot being connected to having faith in your dreams, right? Putting energy, putting power, like money is an energy, money is a vibration. So if you're committed to something, right, then, this does feel very big, right? Like we're talking about those people who were finishing school and looking to travel to different places in the world, that are feeling pulled to be different places in the world, right? That there can be money and finances, there can be financial security, things like that, right? But the Ten of Pentacles is also related to legacy, right? This is about people who are going forward, right? Twos, right? This is a two, right? The Chariot is also a duality, right? So moving forward, going out into the world, changing your destiny, making your destiny, right? making your legacy, right? And tens are very powerful. That's a huge card, right? Following your emotions, right? Ace of Cups, new emotional beginnings, right? Following your heart, basically, right? We do have like the dove up there, right? Which is really connected to, spirit helping you, right? There is a blessing that is happening here with you, right? Five of Swords is a card that it's called like fear of defeat, right? So it's not actual defeat, right? But it is a five. Fives are a number of change, right? Fives are a number of chaos, kind of shaking things up, right? This is about like, not doing a battle, all right? Like putting down your weapons, right? And like stop fighting what it is that you're trying to do, right? Stop fighting about what do you want to call it? Like resistance, right? If you're creating some sort of resistance, right, then that's kind of like what we're talking about here, right? It's connected to this card. What are you trying to release? What do you need to release, right? This is what's creating the fear of defeat. Judgment. The big decisions that have to get made again, right? This is in a lot of ways related to the death card, right? Because the being in the coffin is your old life, coming out of the coffin is a new life. This is Gabriel with the horn. So it's like you're being called into action, right? And you are going to have to make decisions, right? Show the world the real you, right? And commitment, right? You asked, Spirit is answering and calling you, right? To wherever it is that like you're trying to get to. They're saying, hey, let's go. It's like, wow. Eight of Pentacles, being focused on what it is that you're trying to do, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve here, right? It's happening, right? Eights are related to like money, right? But if you put the eight on its side, it's the infinity symbol, right? So it's about things that kind of go round and round and round, right? It's like the Fool has also, well, the Magician has the infinity symbol. But I saw when I first started reading, it's like the Eight of Pentacles would say that whatever it is that you have running around the back of your head, put those things into action within the course of the next 8 weeks, the next 2 months, right? It doesn't mean it's going to be done, right? But instead of going back and forth, right? Like I'm going to go here, going to go here, going to go here, right? Hold on to your future, where it is that you're trying to get to, right? Stay committed to what it is you're trying to do, right? Stay focused. This is kind of about being focused on your work, focused on your energy, right? Whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? Put energy towards that, right? Do something, get it started within the course of the next 8 weeks, right? The next 2 months, right? Queen of Swords, clarity, right? Be clear about where it is you're trying to get to, where you're trying to charge off to, right? Queen of Swords is somebody that can be very cutthroat, right? Which doesn't mean that it has to be bad. It just means that, I watched this guy and it's all about like, she's above the clouds now. She's being able to see things clearly, right? But she's being offered, right? She's offering a hand. She's helpful, right? Queen of Swords is somebody that can be related to business. She can be a counselor, businesswoman, things like that, right? But she's very clear about what it is that she wants, right? She's Queen of Swords, right? Swords are about the mind. So she's very clear, very articulate person, right? Two of Swords, Two of Cups also, right? So again, we're talking about relationship issues, right? Another card of duality, right? We have the Two of Wands, we have the Chariot card over there, right? And then Two of Cups. Two of Cups can be related to a relationship. It can be related to love coming in around you, right? But it's also about your higher power. It's about your higher self, right? That is helping you. It's connected. These two cards are connected, right? So this is about like your higher self helping you to be able to reach your destiny, right? To be able to your legacy, right? There's this old man over here, right? To me, is usually somebody that has passed away that is trying to help you to be able to get where it is that you're trying to get to, right? Queen of Wands, own your power, right? Again, Queen of Wands is because ruled by Leo, right? So, you know, a little cat there, right? Sunflower, right? So this guy's ruled by the sign of Leo. So, so this is, my teacher used to call this the witch card. And so it is about owning your power, right? And in a lot of ways, your power would be to follow your heart, right? So, because we are looking for something, new beginnings. So this is a lot about like holding on to money, right? It can also be like holding on to your fears about money too, right? There's another deck that I use where the Four of Pentacles shows a fortress, right? It's called Power, right? And so I recently was looking at it, and there's a drawbridge on there, right? So this is about like a give and take about money, right? So if you're like holding on to things too tight, right, and being greedy about things, right, then it's going to be difficult, right? That's what's going to create this whole like fear of defeat, right? So it's like loosen up, right? Sometimes you have to like spend money to make money. I'm not telling you to blow your bank account, whatever, but I am saying that sometimes there has to be a give and take, which I believe that we said that earlier, right? Ten of Swords, right? Ten of Swords, I use this for like stress, right? Mental, emotional stress made physical, taking care of your health, right? And making decisions that are about your health, right? Sometimes people have to leave things behind, right? Some people use this for being stabbed in the back, right? But this is also a card about things just being like done, completely ended, right? It's Swords, so it's about the mind, right? And so, but this is a big thing that is about ending, right? And this is being connected to this card that is show the world the real you, right? So this can be about killing that mask too, right? Being committed to who you are, right? So it's not just about being committed to other people, it's being committed to who you are. Who are you, Leo? What are you doing? We see you out there. Decisions being made, major decisions, right? Which is like, don't be afraid of making a mistake, right? Being afraid, right? Fear of defeat, holding on to things, right, that no longer serve you, right? That's definitely going to create like a lot of like stress. So just going to see what other kind of last messages Spirit wants to say to you here. All right. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Can you name that tune? It's not really anything that's been put out there on an album. So, okay. Let's see here. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a card that is about it's kind of about fear of failure, right? And in other decks, it's this guy, and he's sitting there watching all of his pentacles grow, right? And but if you look at this particular card, right, this girl is expanding her circle, right? And this can be about somebody who is expanding their social circle, expanding their sphere of influence, right? But there's also this thing here where she's inside the circle, right? And so there is a certain kind of thing here about, protecting herself too, right? So, there is a growth cycle happening here, right? If you look at this, right, she's in here in the center, right? But she's starting to make like bigger circles, right? She's in this set of circles, and now she's starting to make another group of circles. So she is looking at expanding where it is that she's going, right? Justice, right? Justice is about balance, right? So keeping yourself balanced. There can be legal things that come up around here, fear of failure, right? Because of like legal situations, right? Like staying true. But this is a card that also is about you staying true to yourself, right? In another deck that I use, this is called adjustment, right? So it's about going through a period of adjustment in your life, right? So you can have this fear of failure because you're going through this period of adjustment in your life, right? Princess of Wands. This is a card that I usually use about like really about like a spark of new life. Princess of Wands is a card that is about communication. This is somebody who is basically like reaching, right? Reaching up, reaching after whatever it is that they're trying to get, right? It's fire, right? Princess of Wands, it is fire. So this is like somebody who, they're not afraid of getting burned, right? They are about action. They are about going after whatever it is that they want. They do have this like tiger, right? So you can call it like an emotional support animal. That's what Spirit is like saying. So, trust in the process. Another Two of Cups, right? Relationships, right? Sitting here on this Lotus, right? Lotus is about enlightenment, right? So and then the big moon is like sitting there, right? So sometimes the moon is about enlightenment, right? It reflects onto whatever it is across from it in astrology, right? Wherever the full moon is in the chart, it's reflecting light on it across the way. So there is going to be something exposed here, right? Probably something emotional that's being exposed. Princess of Swords, this is a card about like truth. This is a card that is about transformation, right? There is that like butterfly there. And so this is a card that is telling me that there is going to be a thing about confrontation, but I think it's going to be more about confrontation with the self, right? That is going to create a sense of transformation, right? That's what butterflies are, right? They go from the caterpillar into the butterfly, right? So this butterfly is coming up here and saying, hey girl, what are you doing over there with that sword? Right? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to straighten your legs out there, girl? Like straighten up, get off that cloud, come with me, we're gonna go on a little like journey. All right, one more, Ace of Swords, triumph, right? This is a lot about like new ideas coming in around you through this transformation, right? When you allow yourself to be free, when you allow yourself to confront yourself, right, the truth will set you free, right? And the Ace of Swords is about triumph. It is about like new ideas. It is about all these things that are trying to happen here, right? So when you look at the Ten of Swords, right, the Ten of Swords is 1-0, right? So it is an ending and a new beginning, right? There are decisions being made here. And by way of making these decisions, by way of not being afraid of making a mistake, right, there's new information that is coming in around you. So just to say good luck with that. And everybody is retreating. That's the way it feels to me when I do readings. everybody, all the spirit, right? They all like show up, they kind of like surround me, put all this information on. Then when they're done, we all back away, and I go back to doing my life. Which this is part of my life, but you know, whatever. Anyway, good luck with all of that, and take care. Ciao. Meow.